this thing a little more centered, you know what I'm saying? It's Friday. Off to a little bit of a late start today because I had a battle with the Wi-Fi service this morning. You know what I'm saying? I had to call up Verizon. I had to let them know, like, yo, what's up? And they was like, bro, you owe us some money. I was like, all right, let me go ahead and pay then, you know what I mean? So we got that done, and we here. You feel me? I would have been in here earlier, but we had that battle. Fritza, so good to have you here. And my apologies for being late, but better late than never, you know what I'm saying? So, Jenny. Oh, there's a new Snow White. I haven't even seen that, Jenny. I haven't even seen that, so we gonna have to check that out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna Google that now as we loading the phone. So new Snow White? What we got up with the new Snow White? I didn't even know it was one. But Joe Biden, he's going ahead and canceling $39 billion in student loan debts, despite the Supreme Court. Pretty good. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a good move. Not only a move that it's a black Snow White. Snow charcoal. They're gonna be mad. They can't do it no more. Be like, you can't call her Snow White. She's not a white woman. But yeah, definitely a good move by the Biden administration. We'll read more about that. But outside of it, needing to be done. Oh, it's a Latina Snow White. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, it's in the Daily Mail. The first one, the first website I see, the Daily Mail. Snow White and the 7 politically correct companions. First pictures of new live-action remake of Disney Classic shows princess walking with diverse band of married men and women after roll overusing dwarf actors. We're going to have to keep our eyes on the Snow White 2024. Okay, I see a little Latina mommy. Okay, I see you. we gonna get into that for sure. I had no idea. What up, Nick? But yeah, so let's go ahead and load the bong up and get to it. You know what I'm saying? We got a late start today, but it's all right. It's all right. Had to get my Wi-Fi turned back on this morning. Snow White and the diversity doors. Diversity, equity, and inclusion doors. Snow Blanca. Snow Blanca and the 7 doors. Lady, what's going on? Good to have you in here. Oh my God. I still have yet to take a hit, so we got to do that. Let's see, what do we have today? We got some stuff from the House floor. House Republicans trying to give themselves an $8,000 raise, while they whine and complain about school lunches and stuff like that, you feel me? So we're going to get into it. Because they've earned their place. Poor starving kids, I don't know if they're starving, but poor hungry children, they haven't earned their place in the world yet. You know what I'm saying? They still got to make it. They still got to get dragged through the mud a little bit. They still got to get toughened up. You feel me? So to hell with school lunches, But these grown adults, they've earned their place in the world. So you got to keep it alive. You feel me? Yeah. Yes, we do pay them. we definitely do pay them. But yeah, they're House Republicans want to give themselves $8,000 pay raises. That's a significant amount of more money a year. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are millionaires. So they don't particularly need the pay raise because they already got money. But $8,000 more a year you can do a little something with that. You know what I mean? That's like several months of rent. That's a lot of food. That's a couple of vacations. That's savings. That's investment money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's mad stuff you can do with $8,000. But school lunches, minimum wage, earn your place. Earn your place, you stupid peasant. The hell you think this is? We gotta move back to a feudal system. You know what I'm saying? We gotta partner up with the libertarians and make it a feudal economy again. And that's what we gotta do. Break up the United States, you know, so it turns into like 100 different nations. You feel me? And then we just gonna do what we need to do. All right, let's take this in. Right. No, literally. All Republicans do is take everything away from people. That's literally all they do. Julio, what's going on? Good to have you here. Mike, nice. Hey, what's going on? And Aaron. Oh, of course, you know what I'm saying? Of course, that's what it's all about. You feel me? Like they making sure that we stay motivated. You know what I'm saying? Because an unmotivated working class, an unmotivated labor force ain't gonna get nothing done. You feel me? So it's just pragmatism. That's all it is. It's just pragmatism. They're just being rational. The Republicans and the corporate Democrats are just here to pragmatically and reasonably take away all of your rights, especially the Republicans. You know, because like Michael Knowles says, condoms are gay, and we need to take society back to the 1200s. Because, you know, life was awesome in the 1200s. Oh yeah, I got that torch lighter. You know what I'm saying? Miss Schneider, good to have you in the building. Now, speaking of the $8,000 raise, let's just go ahead and oh, y'all thought I was lying. Y'all thought I was lying. I mean, like, bro, like the Republicans are so. They're the epitome of disingenuity. The epitome of disingenuity. Hey, oh, Myra in New Jersey. Well, you know that's where I'm at too. You know what I'm saying? We kidding. We gonna take one more hit and we gonna get into the story. Cause you know I need to get my mind right. We always need to get our minds right. But this morning my Wi-Fi was turned off, and I had to go through a whole lot of things to get it turned back on. It was a little it was frustrating. You feel me? So let's go ahead and smoke the frustration away. And do what we gotta do. Smoke the frustration away and continue on with the day. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's only when your Wi-Fi goes off or your power goes off, your electricity or something, to when you really truly understand and realize how hopelessly dependent we are on electricity. The 1-804. Oh, we got Enigmatic in the building. See, I almost missed you, but I did not miss you. So you can't throw that in my face. Stephen Pickett, what's going on, my brother? But yeah, man. Smoke the stress away and continue on with the day. I didn't know that there was a Jackson, New Jersey. But you want to know, when I first moved here, I thought people was lying, Mara. The Jackson Whites. You heard of the Jackson Whites? The Jackson Whites are apparently, and again, my name is Jackson White, so I thought people were like kidding. But apparently the Jackson Whites are like a group of like government. I feel like every state has like a legend of, well, the government experimented on these people and now they live in this silent community by themselves. Where I'm from in St. Louis, they called them the bobbleheads. There was like these like inbred, but there was like inbred people and they were the bobbleheads and they lived in their own community. And out in New Jersey, apparently, they had the Jackson Whites. And I was like, man, y'all ain't for real. But no, it's a real urban legend. For real. All right, let's take this hit and we're good.
I
Oh, we got Felicia all the way from Hawaii. Is it a beautiful day in Hawaii? Well, what time is it in Hawaii? Is it nighttime over there? Because Hawaii is quite far away from the mainland. Jazzy, what's going on? Hey, Jazzy, have you heard of the Bible? Not the Bobbleheads. That's St. Louis. Have you heard of the Jackson Whites? Have you ever heard of the Jackson Whites? I thought they was lying. Here we go. I thought you were the one for me. It would seem so just necessity. I've been thinking about this for some time. I was yours, you were mine. That's what I'm saying. I thought they was lying, but no, they ain't lying. Hold on, what's that? I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a little orange juice, you know what I'm saying? I got my water, but sometimes you need something a little thicker. You feel me? 6:49. Where I'm at in New Jersey, it is 12:49. 12:49 in the PM. All right, now let's get into it. Andrew, what's going on? Good to have you here, my brother. Yeah, as we were saying, like the minimum wage, all these benefit programs, all these social programs, we know who needs that. School lunches, who the hell needs that shit, man? Go outside and hunt some rabbits. We got to bring them up young. We got to do it like they did in the Spartan times. You feel me? That's the type of time we got to be on right now. But when it comes to, the middle-aged to late-aged, wealthy, powerful individuals in the federal government, no. They need an $8,000 a year advance because they don't make enough money. They don't already have access to all the inside information. It's not like they're not already some of the most powerful people in the country and, the world in a lot of ways. That's not enough. No. So let's see what they're talking about. House Republicans are seeking to give themselves pay raises of at least $8,000, despite strong opposition to most government spending, Roll Call reported on Thursday. Spending plans approved by the Republican-controlled House Appropriations Committee last month include lawmakers getting a 4.6% pay increase in 2024, Roll Call reported, citing the Congressional Research Service. Yeah, facts, Jenny. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's literally all that's going on. That's all that's going on. All right. The draft legislation would need to pass the regular legislative process before coming into force. If there was a Republican president and a Republican Senate and House, then this would pass for sure. It's been okay. If enacted, it would be the first time in nearly 15 years that members of Congress, whose average salaries are capped at around $174,000, would receive a cost of living pay increase. Now, here's the important thing that you have to keep in mind, okay? Now, you could reasonably say $174,000 in today's economy really isn't that much money, especially like a lot of these people, they live in whatever state they're from, and they most likely have some type of a residence in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, on its head, this really isn't that much money. In today's economy, yeah, you can do something good with this for sure. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not that much money like it used to be. But the more important thing is, again, as I pointed out, these people are not only are they incredibly powerful, but they have access to information before everyone else does. If these people want to get into any type of businesses that they legally can, they can do it. Nothing's really stopping them from being involved with these things, which obviously is problematic. But, a lot of these people are millionaires. People like AOC, they're not, because she's very young. She came into Congress at a very, very young age. And, around that time, people don't really, you know what I'm saying? Late 20s, early 30s, that's kind of when people are getting their footing, kind of really establishing themselves. more firmly within the marketplace. But once you like 50, 60 plus years old, you've been in office, you got all these connections, man, these people got plenty of money, man. They don't need no pay increase. If you need more money, then just go make some more money. Because and how often are they on recess? They don't even do that much. These people, I mean, some of them, yeah, if you get in these offices and you want to work hard, if you're an ambitious person, you're going to work hard. But a lot of these people, you know what I'm saying? They just, nah, man. These people are old and rich and they don't need no extra money. Christina, what's going on? Oh, well, I appreciate you for being here. I always appreciate you for being here. I got started a bit later today because I had an adventure with the Wi-Fi service, but we got that back together. But it's always good to have you here. Yes, exactly. Exactly. There you go. The owner donors. Like again, these people ain't hurting for money. They're really not. You know, so this really isn't necessary. If you are in a position like that, you can make more money. Like if AOC, AOC, and I'm not like talking about her specifically, but or any of the new Gen Z Congress, anybody, look, once you're in a position like that, you good. You feel me? Like you're going to be good. Like someone will have their doors open for you in some type of way. And you don't even have to do it in a, you don't even have to be corrupt. Like you get to that level, you make some type of an influence and difference, and you're going to have all types of opportunities in a lot of different spaces, whether it's media, whether it's just being involved in different initiatives, being involved in different types of startup companies or businesses. Like everything isn't corrupt and evil. But my point is none of these people need a pay raise. They just don't. Go make some more money with your power and influence. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. House Legislative Branch Appropriations Chairman Mark Amodai of Nevada acknowledged to roll call that there are, quote, a lot of strong feelings on both sides. The policy supports, hey, once every 12 years, you can have a cost of living increase. That's not exactly greedy, but the politics is, you know how that will go. And especially, again, at a time like this, like, it's just not a good look. Like, y'all don't need to be doing this during a time when the majority of the country is really just struggling to make their basic ends meet. Like people are working multiple jobs, people are getting pay cuts, the cost of living continues to go up. You know what I mean? So this just isn't a good look right now. Y'all can wait to do this. If you're gonna do this, again, there is an argument. There's somewhat of an argument for it, but y'all can wait. Quick sip of the OJ, you know what I mean? Now, Amodi also said he expects negotiations with the Senate. With the Senate about the legislation to go on until the end of the year. Some members are also worried about the salary increase impacting their reelection campaigns. Yeah, again, it's just not a good look right now. Like, this is not a good time to do this. There's, exactly. You should be worried about your reelection campaign. You're like, hey, yeah, we didn't really get that much done for you guys in this last congressional session, but we're going to give ourselves an $8,000 pay raise. Right? You can do a lot with that. Anybody can do a lot. Well, not anybody, but if you aren't like rich, then $8,000 goes a long way. You got millions of dollars, 8,000 ain't nothing, but The report comes after GOP leaders negotiated a debt ceiling agreement with President Joe Biden that curtails federal programs for people on low incomes, imposing new work requirements to get help. These include the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, the temporary assistance for needy families, the Medicaid assistance for adults without dependents, and Medicaid assistance for adults without dependents. Spokespeople for the programs did not immediately respond to insiders' request for comment. Big old helicopter flying overhead. That thing was loud. I don't know if you heard it. You probably may not have, but that thing was loud. Republicans have also said that they want even steeper cuts to federal spending. Of course. So that we can make more money. It's it's so comically simple. Like these people are so simple. And why should they not be? Why should they not be simple? This is legal. You feel me? Like the thing, all the corruption that goes on in the system is legal. So why should they be sneaky? Why shouldn't they be all up in our face with it? What we gonna do about it? That's basically where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we gonna do something about it, but they don't necessarily think we will. But we gonna show them otherwise. You feel me? We gonna let them know what's up now. You ain't gonna come in my house and disrespect me. I don't know who you thought I was, but you wrong. And I'm gonna show you who I am right now. Uh. Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. I do need to take care of my spirit, and we all need to take care of our spirits. Each and every one of us. The planned pay hike prompted an outcry among Democrats, with Rep. Angie Craig of Minnesota telling Roll Call that House Republicans are, quote, trying to give themselves a raise while working families struggle to make ends meet. This is not what our constituents want, and certainly not what members of Congress need, she said. Colleen Seeberger, a senior communications advisor at the Center for American Progress Action, tweeted that congressional Democrats must raise hell over this. Quote, this is outrageous, Seeberger wrote. House Republicans are moving to give themselves a raise while taking an axe to education, health, and other essential programs that help grow the economy by growing the middle class. And you know, a lot of these people are just greedy, but the philosophy and the ideology, what was I going to say? The philosophy and the ideology that really kind of culminates in these people's minds is that they really are just better than us. They're just better than people, and they deserve it, and it's theirs for the taking. Everything is for the taking. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't stand in my way, then you can go jump off a cliff. You know what I'm saying? You can take a long nap with the fishes. You feel me? Like that's basically how they see it. And again, why wouldn't they see it that way? This is legal. So we got to do what we got to do. And again, not just paying attention to federal elections, but really, really getting involved just in our communities, because we all can make a lot bigger, a lot more of an impact. Oh shit, I'm over in the other page. We can all make a lot larger of an impact than we give ourselves credit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, everybody don't got to see you and be looking at you for you to make a huge difference. I mean, think about how many people everybody is looking at and all the people that everybody can see. And they ain't out here really doing nothing good for nobody for real, you know? So we all can make a difference. Let's see. All right, let's check this out. The man's Bill Barr. What was the baby's name from Dinosaurs? The little baby. Y'all remember that show Dinosaurs? They used to come on. They was like Muppets. That was a hilarious show. Yo, that show was hilarious. I gotta watch that show again. It was y'all remember that sitcom? What was the baby's name? Hold up, I'm just gonna pull it up on Google real quick because this is who this man looks like. Hold up. Hold up. All right, here we go. This who Bill Barr looks like right here. Y'all remember this show? What's dude name? What's little dude name? I can't remember his name. I remember the grandma's name was Ethel though. Yo, this show was great, man. I gotta rewatch this show. It really was hilarious. Well written. I remember the grandma's name was Ethel, but I don't remember nobody else's name. But yeah, there we go. All right, let's get back to it. Oh no, I don't need to look like that no more. Hold on, let me see. Oh no! Here we go. Y'all, what's the baby name? Y'all look up the baby name. Baby Sinclair. uh, this dude. He either looked like the baby or the grandma. Is there a video? Because there he is. Doesn't look like it. Okay, no matter. As former President Donald Trump continues to insist he is the victim of a witch hunt in a Mar-a-Lago classified documents case, one of the former president's one-time strongest legal allies is continuing to sound the alarm that he needs to be prosecuted. Former Attorney General William Barr. In an interview, hold on, I'm finna open this up. Hold up. I don't know, he wrote it out. Hold on one second. Okay, no, we don't need to listen to that. If it was a video, then we'll watch it. But I pulled open the interview to see what it was. It was just like a really long audio interview. Baby Sinclair. That was Now I got some nostalgia for real. I'm finna watch that show. I don't know if it's on HBO. It was on Netflix, but whatever. Okay, so William Barr said that basically he needs to shut up. And he's pointing out that anybody else would go to prison. Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, I'm just going to restart it for content purposes, so forgive me. This will only take a second. He brought it entirely on himself. Bill Barr says anybody who did what Trump did would go to prison. And that's entirely true. Who else would be able to do anything remotely similar to what Trump did? He took nuclear codes and he was just willingly showing them to people because he thought it was cool, like he was showing off his rock collection. What if it was just something very simple that some random person took home from the White House? It could literally be a sheet of paper that just has an arrow on it that says bathroom this way. If you took a bathroom this way sign out of the White House or anything, you would be in prison. So yeah, that's 100%. As former President Donald Trump continues to insist he is the victim of a witch hunt in a Mar-a-Lago classified documents case, one of the former president's one-time strongest legal allies is continuing to sound the alarm that he needs to be prosecuted. Former Attorney General William Barr. In an interview with Steve Inskeep on NPR's Morning Edition, Barr reiterated the stance and demolished all of his claims from the MAGA world that Trump is being treated unfairly. There's really nothing that Trump could do at this point. Literally nothing. Quote, there have been cases in the past where I think his enemies in the left have gone after him obsessively and unfairly and told lies about him. I guess maybe he will be talking, if whatever he's talking about here, I guess he's referring to the Russiagate thing. I guess that's what he could be pointing to, the Russiagate stuff. Because other than that, I don't really know what he could be referring to. But in this case, I think he was not. This he provoked himself. He brought it entirely on himself, and in a pattern that is also typical of Trump, which is going to excess and doing reckless things with the idea that he can get away with it. Yeah, in a lot of ways, that's really it. Just like a little kid, like he does things on purpose just to see what's up, just to push the boundaries. Barr, who led the Justice Department under both Trump and former President George H.W. Bush, is a hardcore conservative who pioneered so-called utinary executive theory. The president is a king. He's a dictator. He's an autocrat. He can do what he like because the divine right of kings and what have you. Basically, that's all that is. It's just a modern divine right of kings idea. The idea that checks and balances do not apply to the designated functions of the president, and he went to bat to sweep legal controversies for Trump, like the Mueller report, under the rug. But he has made very clear that when Trump stole boxes of top secret national defense information and moved on around his South Florida country club to conceal them from investigators and his own attorneys, he broke the law. Now, do any of y'all think that Bill Barr would have been saying anything like this if Donald Trump hadn't criticized Bill Barr in any type of way? I think possibly so. I mean, maybe not as much, but I think it's possible just because Trump is He's such a nincompoop. That's the perfect word for Trump. Trump's a nincompoop. You're a guy. Oh, I almost cursed. I almost messed it up. You're a nincompoop. You know what I'm saying? So no one really can defend him, and Bill Barr has no reason to. You know what I'm saying? So, so this is what he says. The government got videos and other information that he was cheating, that he was deceiving the government and still not giving everything back. Barr continued. So I don't think the government had much of a choice at that point but to execute a search to retrieve the documents. And everyone presented that it's some outrage. Why didn't you ask them? Well, it turns out they had asked them for a year and a half. Why didn't you get a subpoena? It turns out they did get a subpoena. The fact is that anybody, a general or former diplomat, or anyone who did this would be prosecuted and go to prison. Okay? Barr concluded. Oh, man. Right, facts. The whole cabinet is the Muppet Show. What was that Pirate Island? I remember I used to watch that Pirate Island of the Muppets all the time. I don't remember exactly what it was. I just remember the beginning, and it was a bunch of pirates, and I loved it. I loved it when I was a kid. And y'all remember them yip yip aliens? They'd be like yip 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 yip. Y'all remember them? But yeah. I mean, what is there really to talk about? This dude had almost 2 years to give these things back. And after a while, it's like, okay, man, well, we got to get these. We can't just let you have them. We gave you a long time to give them back. And we gave you a subpoena. And, ultimately, it's just like you're left like this. You feel me? Like, what else are you really going to do? You're left looking like this at a man that you used to work for. Now you're forever attached. You can't escape the past. There's nothing you can do but, just sit in it and soak it in. You can't get over it. I guess they don't want me. He can't handle more zoom in shame. That's as much of the zoom in shame as we can get right now. But let's take that in, because that's always the face that Bill Barr had every single time he came on. Because hold on, Marge looked like Barney Rubble, the bounty hunter. You ain't wrong about that at all. Like a tortoise from the land of nowhere. The Land Before Time. I remember them. Y'all remember The Land Before Time? It was like 50 of them movies. Every time you look to your left, it was another Land Before Time on. But yeah, no, exactly. He forever attached. There's nothing he can do. And every time he had to go on and defend Donald Trump, he was just looking like, oh God, I mean, what? So yeah. You made your bed, man. You made your bed. And you, not only is he a grown man, because I'm a grown man, but Bill Barr is an extra grown man. You feel me? You too grown for that. Ain't no excuses. So let's see. Okay. Speaking of Marjorie Taylor Greene, somebody threw some decent shade. Let's check this out. I request an Advil. House Democrat asked for pain meds after Marjorie Taylor Greene's floor speech. Yeah, they're going hold on after the ad, but that's funny. I request an Advil. Yo, Marjorie Taylor Greene is crazy, bro. Like, she is crazy. And again, she will put her hands on you. I mean, like, man.
When you need office furniture in a hurry, NBF has you covered. With our Ships Today program, products ordered before 3 p.m. leave our web.
Everybody been known she crazy. Everybody been known she crazy, but I knew she was crazy for real. When she was up in Jamal Bowman's face, and when her and Jamal Bowman were in each other's face, I was like, yo, she's not afraid of people. Like, she's not. Like, she's nuts. And we need more people like that to be in office on our side, but just not crazy, but not afraid. You feel me? Because I'll give that to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She ain't scared. I'll give that to her. We need more people like that on our side in office. So let's go ahead and do what we need to do. Marjorie.
No, it's my apologies.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I again remind Congress that Ukraine is not the 51st state of America. This is not a NATO ally, and this is our National Defense Authorization Act for our nation, for the United States of America, which 50 states. I'd also like to remind Congress that the Department of Defense has failed its audit every single year per year. And last year alone, they could not account for over 61% of their assets.
She ain't lying. She ain't lying. We get a little slow Wi-Fi right now, but she ain't lying.
Defense is not doing a good job with the money that Congress allows for it to have for our nation's defense. And I think that it's important, again, for everyone in Congress to realize the American people don't work hard every single day to pay for other countries' borders to be defended. They want our border defended. And we have 300 Americans dying every single day from fentanyl poisoning that's coming from China and the Mexican cartels.
Okay, here we go.
If our Department of Defense,
she was almost on point. She was almost good, and then she just went left, and everything went wrong. Because when she was like, okay, I can tolerate this. She talking about how the Pentagon spends way too much money and they basically got a blank check and okay, I can get with that. You feel me? But then she got into fentanyl in China and Mexico and they're sending it over here and like it's a big conspiracy. So she was almost okay, but of course she had to be herself.
wants to defend America.
Oh my God, Fritza, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fritza. You and everybody else continue to be a huge blessing. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. And you know what? I don't even have anything else to say other than I love you. I appreciate you, each and every one of y'all. You don't have to be here, but you continue to uplift me and push me forward because life ain't easy for me or anybody else. Didn't want to leave you empty-handed for the weekend. Thank you so much, Fritz. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here because we truly have a good time. And I don't know if y'all haven't had a chance to see the second episode of Lock Talk. I got a playlist on the channel. Go check that out. We had a really good discussion, me and Kamal, about emotional intelligence and how much we've learned throughout various circumstances and situations within our lives. It was a good discussion, and I think that the show is going to continue to pan out very strong and very effectively. So check that out. We'll continue to deliver that every Wednesday night. But thank you so much, Fritz, for the $100 super chat, and thank you all of you for anything that you give, whether it's a penny or it's just your time and your attention and your love. It's all the same, and it's all the same value. So thank you so much. Hold on, I want to hear her talk about the Advil.
We should be defending our border and not proclaiming our righteousness, talking about a war in Ukraine. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield.
Gentlewoman's time has expired. For the gentlewoman from California is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request an Advil and yield 1 minute to Representative Joe Wilson from South Carolina.
The gentleman from South Carolina is recognized. Thank you.
I request an Advil. Yo. Hey, hey, it would be difficult to work with that because I'm gonna tell you what, man. I wouldn't be able because the age of what would you say, civility in politics, and I'm not saying that you don't need to be civil whatsoever, but the time and the days of we are friends and that's over with. That's done. You know what I'm saying? So why fake it? And one of the things that I keep pointing out is, and it's not like I'm the only one pointing this out, but one of the things that continues to be made plain and obvious is you can't work with these people, man. Like you really can't work with these people. You feel me? You just gotta beat them. But I dig that. I really dig that. She said, I request an Advil. That was great. But man, we got to take a quick one. You know what I'm saying? We got to take a quick one. In celebration of life and celebration of Fritza, I'm gonna make some type of a I'm gonna make some type of a special, just like dedication to Fritza. When we get the membership section going and a couple of other things on the channel, like with like a when there's just a lot of utilities on YouTube that I'm haven't activated yet. We gonna get some type of a special place, because one of the things in general that I want to have the community do is just be involved with the community. You feel me? Because other than the entertainment value and education that we'll be able to provide on here, we're gonna make sure that we're doing things like raising money for different types of causes, getting people elected into office, promoting campaigns, helping people start up businesses succeed. Various things of importance that go a long way. But let's go ahead and take a quick hit. But yeah, that was definitely a queen moment for sure. That was a queen moment for sure, because it is yes, it is the snacks in the stream. That's what we gonna call it. That's what we gonna call it from now on. We gonna call it the snacks in the stream. Snacks on Mondays, snacks on Tuesdays. So if you got a bong, if you got a shot, or whatever it is that you want to take, go ahead and take it real quick, because I'm about to take this hit. Jules, baby. All right. Absolutely no one should ever run opposed. That's why I'm hoping, and we still have yet to see, but I'm really hoping that more candidates enter it on the Democratic side. I think Dr. Cornel West will be a strong voice, and I think that he'll be able to be very effective in getting people organized and galvanized. But still, there need to be more people. You know what I'm saying? Because the more the merrier. The more people that jump in, the more people will be encouraged to jump in. But right now, since it's only like a very small amount of people, it's like, sometimes you have to encourage people to be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? Encourage encouragement. Yeah. Yeah, he is. I personally think that he should have ran as a Democrat. He might as well have ran as a Democrat, but either way, I still think that he's going to end up being rather effective within this primary in terms of galvanizing people, as he normally is. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take this hit. All right, let's continue. I'm gonna make, when I open up the merch section, I'm gonna get some type of shirt that's dedicated to Fritza in some type of way. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be something that's like really universal, so it can go a long way. It's not, I don't want to make it like super like niche. I'm gonna make it like something that's kind of like you could wear it doing anything. That's what we gonna do. But yes, and then we're also gonna, another shirt we're gonna sell, the War is Gay shirts. War is Gay. To my man's Mick, you know what I'm saying? He dropped something about, because we was watching a video yesterday, and he was like, actually, that's gay, because it was something to do with war that we were watching. I was like, yeah, so that will be dedicated to my man's Mick, who is hilarious. The War is Gay campaign. We gonna get something popping with that for sure. All right. Now, this is before we get to that, let's look at this. No! I'm back. Is it blue screen? Hold up. Oh, I'm back. Okay, cool. I was gonna say if I wasn't back, then I was gonna type in, "Hey, I'll just restart the stream." But good, we back. But yeah, they was like, "Hey, now, see, we being watched, man. That's all it is." They was like, "Don't push it, boy." You know what I'm saying? That's what that was. Yes, but Mick has yeah, seriously, think about how many people would literally wear that shirt. Like literally, because it's hilarious. And it's kind of like you kind of get it just by looking at it. Like, and it's not offensive. You feel me? Like it's not like a shirt that would seem like, oh, you're trying to be offensive with this. Like you kind of just get it. You know what I mean? So that shit gonna do well. All right. Yes. Because sometimes you gotta throw people's homophobia or racism or sexism in their face in a way. You know what I mean? Like you kind of got to make a joke out of it, you know, and it to kind of help nullify it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys are funny, you guys are pathetic type of deal. You feel me? So, but oh, it's already up. Here we go. George Santos's campaign paid him $85,000 this quarter. Oh my God. He's so ridiculous. Look, who does this dude think who does he really think he is, man? This dude, George Santos, really thinks that he is whoever he says he is. He truly believes that. And we're going to do a zoom in on my man's. You know what I'm saying? We ain't, look at that. Look at him. Who does he think look at him with this flag. I'm on my way to the president's desk next. Like he whatever he thinks he is for that day, that's who he is. This guy. All right. Back to normal. All right, let's see what's up. Yeah, oh my God, this guy, like, bro. Oh, my bad. I got a text from my dad. The campaign of embattled Rep. George Santos, who is facing federal indictment in fraud and money, and the embattled Rep. who's facing this and this and this and this and this. We're gonna make some type of a jam out of that. Okay, so he's facing federal indictment on fraud and money laundering charges. Paid the Congress member $85,000 in the second quarter of this year. Though the New York representative says he is running for re-election, he spent virtually nothing on campaigning. Of course he didn't. Somebody got to be George Santos for Halloween. Speaking of Halloween. Oh, you gonna be? Oh, that's who you gonna be? You gonna dress up like George Santos? All right, here we go. Though the New York representative says he is running for re-election, he spent virtually nothing on campaigning, as we just said. The payments the campaign made to Santos stemmed from hundreds of thousands of dollars that the Congress member previously loaned to his campaign. Those loans had sparked questions about how Santos had so much money to lend his political efforts. He's so messy. He's so messy. This dude is such a mess. Like, bro, let me just continue. These loans had sparked questions. Okay. Previous reports with the Federal Election Commission indicated Santos had loaned the campaign $715,000, although his latest report indicated he was now owed only $530,000. And one of the things that the Supreme Court recently did, this was a case that was brought up by Ted Cruz, by the way, which is why we got to lose Cruz. Support Colin Allred or whoever is doing well against him. And there's a PAC called the Lose Cruz PAC. So let's go ahead and maybe give $1 or $2 to the Lose Cruz PAC. I don't know enough about it, but look into it before, look a little more into it. But yes, Lose Cruz, you feel me? But basically what Ted Cruz did, the campaign that he put forth was to allow for more money to be loaned to your own campaign. I don't remember the exact number off the top of my head, but prior there was a limit to how much money people could have loaned to their campaigns to limit basically favors that they have to do, So that limit was broken. So now you can give people even more money or loan them more money. So, again, exchanging favors. So that's why this is important. You loan yourself $715,000. That's on the books. So you got to pay that money back in some type of way, whether it's in cash or services or whatever it's going to be worked out for. But now it says that there's only $530,000. You feel me? So basically what the Supreme Court case did is it helped to blur the lines with stuff like this because people just take money and do what they want with it. So yeah. The loan repayments accounted for more than 60% of the $133,000 that Santos reported raising in the second quarter. The first-term Congress member, who lied about much of his biography prior to his election last year, reported having $55,000 cash on hand in his principal campaign committee. Oh, okay, let's see where we at. Right, George Santos, exactly. And again, like he could, like I said a million times, he could have just backed out. He could have just dropped out of the race or just dropped out of office before all the heat came on him. But he's not a rational person. So, I mean, of course not. The first term congressman. Okay, we just read that. His fundraising was driven. I'm going to end up rearranging these screens too, because I'm coming to find that for some reason, looking over like this and also focusing on this is like, it works, but I need a more aligned. So, but it's fine. His fundraising was driven primarily by donors who gave the maximum $3,300 his filing shows. Among those who maxed out to the Congress member, including individuals who listed their professions as student and housewife, and part-time job cashier. The latest filing with I'm laughing just because like like everything that he did is just getting found out because he's an incredibly sloppy scammer. But then that also begs the question, how did he slip into office? We got to pay more attention. The latest filing with the Federal Commission also included an unusual note stating that the campaign intended to report accurate totals based on incomplete historical data. Santos's campaign previously lost money during the first quarter as refunds issued exceeded new contributions received. Nonetheless, the beleaguered New York Congress member announced, I hope I said that word correctly, beleaguered. New York Congress member announced in April that he planned to seek re-election. Like, bro, why? I mean, I guess it's too late now. Like, it's too late now, so you might as well go down swinging, I guess. You might as well go down looking like a hero. Fritza, my parents had 2 children, and I am the youngest. My sister is 6 years older than I. She's 37, and she has 2 children, and she's married. But yes, I'm the youngest. I'm the baby of the family, indeed. I got to do a whole lot more than I got to do a lot I guess I'm a boy too. Maybe that makes a little bit of a difference. But yeah, that second or last child that definitely makes a difference. They just kind of be like, Oh, he definitely enjoys all of it. Good point. He definitely, absolutely, 100% enjoys all of it. It's a rush. It's he's a very empty man, and so this is filling him with some type of feeling. You know what I mean? It's making him feel something. Otherwise, who is George Santos? Who is he really? Nobody knows, not even himself. Yeah, I'm definitely the spoiled one. 100% for sure, no doubt. Definitely. If it comes between the two of us, oh yeah. He was indicted in May on charges including wire fraud and theft of public funds. Prosecutors allege he asked a New York political consultant to solicit donations, ostensibly in support of his congressional campaign, that were actually transferred to his personal bank accounts. Santos also allegedly received unemployment benefits in 2020 despite holding a job. He just can't help himself. Wherever he has an opportunity to scam, he just gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Wherever he has a chance to scam people, it just ain't going down. Oh yeah, y'all know what's up. Miss Jay Schneider, she know what's up. So then it says that the prosecutors allege he asked a New York political consultant to solicit donation ostensibly in support of his congressional campaign that were actually transferred to his personal bank accounts. Santos also allegedly received, they're just saying allegedly because they have to. Santos also allegedly received unemployment benefits. Okay, we just read that. And is accused of making false statements on mandatory personal financial disclosures filed during his first congressional campaign. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has not called on Santos to resign in light of the charges. You know, that's really pathetic. I mean, think about how pathetic this is, right? And this is exactly why Donald Trump, whether you love him or don't like him, regardless, this is why Donald Trump is in the position that he's in, because the Republican Party is absolutely spineless. Absolutely spineless. Okay, Jay. I'll keep that in mind. Just Jay. But yeah, like, bro, like Kevin McCarthy is the Speaker of the House, and he's like, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna wait till all the details come out. I'm not gonna do anything. Like, bro, you're such a chump. You're a chump. You're so weak, bro. Like, he's such a weak person. I mean, because if there's anybody that you could go after, it is Scamtos. You know what I mean? Oh, I bet you. I bet they hardly paid attention to your dad. I did, like, they knew what was up, but he probably was like, he'll be all right. they Fritz, but it said by the time they probably, I know they probably was like, he all right, man. We done did this so many times now. He got a lot of brothers and sisters. The whole community watching him. He'll be all right. Just hit me up when you get back. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know what's up. Filings earlier this week indicated Scamtos, not Santos. Every time I see his name, I'm finna do it like that. Filings earlier this week indicated Scamtos was in the process of terminating at least 2 joint fundraising committees that brought in money for his campaign last cycle. His fundraising this quarter foretells a difficult path to re-election, particularly as he faces challengers from both parties. Kellen Curry, who has filed to run in the Long Island district as a Republican, said earlier in the week that he had raised more than $200,000 in his campaign in a leadership PAC from April through June. I mean, if you can't beat this dude, George Santos, because it's just going to flat out, I mean, there's going to be so many less people that vote for George Santos. I mean, let's be serious. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't beat this dude, then, I mean, whew. Half a dozen Democrats have also filed. Oh, nice. Half a dozen Democrats have also filed to run against Santos, with the party seeing a possible pickup opportunity in the district Biden won in 2020. And again, we're going to have to keep a lot. We're not only because we need to do it strategically to get policy passed, within community political efforts, smaller government community efforts, so we can build out. But also, just because, let's be serious. Like at the federal level, especially the presidential race, ain't nothing going on. It's just Joe Biden versus Trump again. That's all that's going on. Unless and until somebody enters the Democratic side who has a lot of pull and a lot of popularity. I just don't know who that would be at the moment. Unless and until that happens, it's just Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. So again, stuff like this also, half a dozen Democrats in this one race, so again, there's a lot more going on than the presidential race. So let's definitely make sure that we don't forget that. To also keep our mental health in check. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, no, for real. It's like, how did he even slip through? Somebody where nothing was true about him. That's everyone's fault. That really is everyone's fault. That's the federal government's fault for somehow allowing that to slip by, and that's also the voters' fault. Everyone needs to take accountability in that circumstance. Like it's everybody's fault. Now we got some good news out of the Biden administration. Biden administration announces $39 billion in student debt relief for 804,000 borrowers. So we're going to look into this. And again, not only is this important, when it comes to a policy move that needs to happen, but it's also important for his campaign, and it's important for him politically, not just for his campaign, but for the Democratic Party and for everybody who wants to push this agenda forward. Anybody. This is important for progressives. This is important for everybody. There needs to be a fight needs to be seen. People need to see Joe Biden fighting for this so that it can be encouraged, continue to be encouraged by everybody. You know what I mean? So we got to keep the fight alive. Oftentimes, that's a lot of what it takes. You got to somehow keep the fight alive. So this is important. The Biden administration has announced that it will provide $39 billion in total student debt relief for 804,000 borrowers. Its latest step since President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan was struck down by the Supreme Court. The Education Department said Friday the relief is being provided on income-driven repayment plans, in which the federal government cancels remaining balances for the borrower after they have had their payments for 20 or 25 years. The department said the fixes will more accurately count monthly payments that qualify under the plans, and it will notify borrowers who are eligible for the relief in the upcoming days. Okay. All right, so if you didn't get that the first time with the Education Department, the statement they released, and there'll be quotes down here, but is the relief is being provided on income-driven repayment plans in which the federal government cancels remaining balances for the borrower after they have made their payments for 20 or 25 years, which that's a lot of people. But still, any place where we can keep the fight alive, we got to push it forward. You know what I'm saying? Joe Biden is a man at the end of the day who said nothing's going to fundamentally change. So we got to keep the fight alive wherever we can and obviously get somebody better than Joe Biden in office. But y'all get what I'm saying. Keep the flame going. The department said the fixes will more accurately count monthly payments that qualify under the plans and will notify borrowers who are eligible for the relief in the upcoming days. The Supreme Court struck down Biden's plan to forgive $10,000 of student debt relief to low and middle income borrowers and up to $20,000 for Pell Grant recipients in a 6-3 decision last month. The majority found Congress had not directly authorized the president to forgive debts worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Biden announced after the decision that his administration would continue to work to provide student debt relief despite the court's ruling. He said he would base his debt relief plan on a different law, the Higher Education Act, which proponents argue allows the education secretary to compromise, waive, or release student loan debt. The administration must undergo a public comment period before the plan can go into effect, delaying its potential implementation. So, okay, so here's some of the comments right here. Our administration will continue to fight. Our administration will continue to fight to make sure Americans can access high-quality post-secondary education without taking on the burden of unmanageable student loan debt. Harris said many of the borrowers eligible for relief were placed in forbearance by loan servicers against the rules of the payment plan, and others did not receive the credit for monthly payments they made. And Education Secretary Miguel Cardona said, for far too long, borrowers fell through the cracks of a broken system that failed to keep accurate track of their progress towards forgiveness. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we just got to get better people in office. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get better people in office. The more and more, the longer I'm involved in politics, the more the more my attitude is like, I don't really care about these people. Like, they just have to be replaced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to keep on fighting. Like, you know, like whoever it is that you don't count on, play your part to get them out of there. You feel me? And that's what I'm gonna do, especially as my platform continues to grow. That'll be one of the biggest things that we can do together is, you know what I'm saying, work to get these people up out of here. Because I mean, ultimately, that's really the best thing we can do, and it's a lot of all we can do. Yeah, we just got to get them out of here because we know we can't count on them. You know, like we know we can't. So we got to be better than them. You know, so. Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that we can do together with a platform like this is help to make a new government, help to remake the government, help to redefine the way it serves the people. All right, let's see. Now I haven't seen this because earlier my wife, typically I kind of glance over stuff and I like to react to a lot of this just live with y'all. But earlier, I was having some Wi-Fi issues. That's why I got started later. So I haven't really looked into this at all. DeSantis campaign memo reveals new strategy to catch Donald Trump. Okay, I'm really, really interested to see what this is about. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign has a new strategy to bolster the governor's movement in the 2024 GOP primaries and catch up to former President Donald Trump, according to a July 6 campaign memo obtained by NBC News. Trump continues to lead DeSantis in both state and national polls, including Florida. And the campaign memo labeled Confidential Friends and Family Update details the governor's plans to shore up support in key early primary states, insisting, ever since Ron DeSantis has entered the race, he's just been polling in the wrong direction. So I mean, it's like, bro, you're not going to turn this around. You're not going to do it, because if your campaign was ever in a good place, it would have at least stayed kind of around where it was initially, or it went in the positive direction. Right, but all putting meatball, you ain't got it. You just ain't got it. Jenny, you said it yesterday too. He just doesn't have it. And at all. Okay, so let's see what he's talking about, what his plans are to catch up. As DeSantis remains particularly focused on New Hampshire, the campaign intends to delay efforts in Super Tuesday states to the fall. Quote, early state voters are only softly committed to the candidates they select on a ballot question this far out, including many Trump supporters. Well, that has yet to be seen. The memo reads, quote, our focus group participants in the early states even say they do not plan on making up their mind until they meet the candidates or watch them debate. Bro, that's so weak. That's so weak. I mean, think about how weak this is. What you said, your focus group participants didn't say, I already like Ron DeSantis. Because again, Ron DeSantis is keep in mind, he's in his second gubernatorial term. He's not brand new to the political scene anymore. He's still new to it, but he's not brand new to it. You know, we've seen him in action. So again, keep in mind, this is what his campaign is releasing. He's not saying, oh, well, our focus group said they love us and they want to see Trump gone. They're tired of it. They don't want to keep their faith in him. Oh, our focus group doesn't really know yet. You don't know? What you mean? Again, all of this mess to swirl around Donald Trump, and you still don't know? Well, we're going to have to wait to see them in the debates. Like, no, bro, they're not going to vote for you. They're going to vote for Donald Trump. That's what's going to happen. They're going to vote for Trump. This is unbelievably weak. This is so mediocre. Like, bro, just drop out the race and go live your life. The campaign will hold off on ramping up efforts in Super Tuesday states, when many will hold their primary election on March 5th next year. And insists DeSantis will not cede New Hampshire. The memo adds, while Super Tuesday is critically important, my bad, I was looking at whatever that article was up there. Somebody who flipped his endorsement to DeSantis. But he's still polling in the wrong direction. No. And so just the headline, because honestly, maybe we'll look at it, but just the headline: Iowa State Senator flips endorsement to DeSantis after Trump attacks the governor. So it's kind of like some petty things. So I got to show support to the governor because I'm he's just sucking up to his boss. That's really what he was doing. He just sucking up to his boss. All right. Fritz, I need to be way more like you. There's definitely a lot more community efforts that I can participate in, and I definitely will as I continue to get back on my feet. Because that's a lot of what this platform and this channel is about. So as I continue to, things continue to go well, I'll definitely be doing more of that. But yeah, no, that's definitely inspiring right there. While Super Tuesday is critically important, we will not dedicate resources to Super Tuesday that slow our momentum in New Hampshire. We expect to revisit this investment in the fall. Yeah, except they're going to vote for this guy because this guy is going to tell them to. While acknowledging that South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is a serious contender in the field, the DeSantis campaign, no, he's not. The DeSantis campaign, he's black, and Republicans aren't going to vote for a black man. So it's already over right there. And his whole campaign is basically that, like, hey guys, I'm black, and racism doesn't exist, and systemic racism is a myth because I'm black and I'm successful, and I'm one person. My name's Tim Scott. I'm one man. I'm one man. Therefore, systemic racism doesn't exist. Systemic oppression and systemic issues have never, ever existed in the thousands of years of civilization that we have to look back on. That it's not a thing. It's not here in America. Yes, it is. It's a part of human nature. It's something that we're going to have to continuously fight forever. It's just the fight keeps on. So shut up. His bio is lacking the fight that our electorate is. Yo, what do you think this means? What do you think this means? Just what I just said. Hold up. While acknowledging that South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is a serious contender in the field, the DeSantis campaign argued his bio is lacking the fight that our electorate is looking for. But what do you really think? He's black. That's what it is, and they know it. And so does Tim Scott, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. In addition to criticizing Trump, the campaign said they've seen low to no interest in the candidates of former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, and conservative businessman Vivek Ramaswamy, who wants to raise the voting age to 25. And argued voters won't consider former Vice President Mike Pence or former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie. Definitely not Mike Pence. I don't think voters are necessarily going to consider Chris Christie per se, but Chris Christie is definitely going to continue to get a lot of earned media attention because he's good at it. And what he says is the truth when it comes to Donald Trump. So he's going to continue to get a lot. Yo, Fritza is a champion. Fritza is a champion. She got everything going on that you want to have going on. That's dope. All right. While Trump is always the most efficient driver of his own negatives, there are numerous other persuasion narratives that can and should be exploited on him, the memo reads. Soft Trump voters and America First conservatives do not look kindly on Trump's record of guns, the deficit in spending, transgenderism, and his family's cozy relationship with the Saudi royal family. So I guess they're tying that because Ron DeSantis put out a campaign ad and then followed by his wife putting out a campaign ad. Basically where they're like, oh, we hate gay people suck, Donald Trump supports gay people way too heavy, way too hard, we don't want that. Ron DeSantis, he's super anti-LGBTQ. Like that's basically what the stance was. So I guess that's this. And it's such a weak sale. It's a weak sale in general. One, because it's not true. Donald Trump's not some type of champion for the queer community, but also because gay people exist, and you're not going to be able to win office if part of the front-facing agenda of your campaign is gay people suck and we don't like them. We're going to do everything we can to get them out of here. It's not going to work for you. On top of the fact that not only are people gay, but there's a lot of gay Republicans. So, you know, he extra, quadruple, triple ain't got it. This man ain't got it. Oh, yeah, right. They put it with a capital T. Like it's this all-encompassing the virus that's just sweeping through the nation. And you can't help yourself. You just can't help it. As soon as the thought enters your head, the next thing you know, you're going to pull out that phone. You're going to go to the hub or whatever it is, because there's a variety of platforms you can go to. And you're going to look up that transgender porn and you're going to love it. I mean, oh God, it's like, this is what they think, that this is an agenda, right? They think like the gay community has an agenda to make everybody gay. Like y'all are talking about all that. Meanwhile, we have extreme infrastructure problems. You know, the climate and the climate continues to change, and weather conditions continue to become more extreme on an annual basis, right? And our infrastructure is not prepared to deal with it, and we're seeing that reality on an annual basis. Let alone all the problems with our healthcare system, our education system that does not prepare workers for the working economy, for where it is right now, for the gig economy, for where it's going. There's so many issues in this country, but you know, transgenderism with a capital T, it's like, bro, y'all could just not think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all could just not think about this at all, because it doesn't matter. And two, and by it doesn't matter, I mean like they're just people. Like they don't need to live in your head rent free. Like just think about what you need to worry about. It's just so stupid. And unfortunately it has real world consequences, but you know, whatever. Well, let's continue. Again, but luckily he's not going to make it into office, so at least we got that going for us. They don't know, Jenny. They don't know. I mean, from what I can gather, the end goal is basically just they want to make everybody gay, but then there's no real because after that. It's just they want to make people gay and they want to make men weak. Like it's just that, but there's no real solid because, there's no real significant and, because again, the real issues with these people, again, the war machine, the oil and gas industry that keeps the war machine going. Like what some of the biggest reasons why we aren't moving towards better, more sustainable sources of energy is because, well, we got to keep those wars going so that we can keep taking the oil. So like they're all in cahoots in terms of the war industry and the oil industry, keeping everything propped up and going. Those are the real issues. But gay people. It's like, there's just, this country is just so unintelligent in a lot of ways. It's brilliant, but it's also just so ridiculously stupid at the same time. Right, exactly, Jenny. There you go. You could just not think about it. It don't matter. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yo, Fritz, you just reminded me because I did say that. So we got the Fritz line coming, and then we got the war is gay, and then we also got the shirts that say people be gay. Because sometimes they need a reminder. The Republicans and right wingers, they need a reminder that people be gay out here, including Republicans. So we'll make that like a special reminder kit for them. You put the shirt on and you look in the mirror, like have instructions. Now look in the mirror when you put the shirt on and say it out loud. And then they'll go in the mirror and they'll be like, people be gay. Oh, yeah, that's right. People are gay out here. It'll be, but we'll make it hypnotic in some type of way. We're gonna make it work. That's what we're gonna do. All right. The former president currently leads DeSantis by double digits in all four key primary states. In Iowa by 23 points, in New Hampshire by 24 points, Nevada by 30 points, and South Carolina by 23 points, according to 538. The Real Clear Politics average for a 2024 national Republican primary based on polls conducted between June 13th and July 11th indicates Trump leads the governor 53% to 20.6%. Bro, it's over. It's over. Right, exactly. They just want us to hate everything. They just want us to think, because then that's all we're going to be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have time to think about things that matter when we're just like, I hate everybody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're 100% right. Reagan, that's facts. That sounds like a good time. So like that sounds like a pretty good time. I should do that. Matter of fact, like when my name, I'm gonna be Trump, man. I'm gonna be, because the bigger my platform gets, y'all already know, people gonna be coming after me like crazy. I don't give a damn. I don't care. But I'm gonna be trolling people right back, and it's gonna be some of the funniest stuff that we have ever been involved with. It's gonna be it is gonna be funny. If you come after me, I'm gonna come after you, and it's gonna be funny because I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely gonna have a good time with it. I mean, we already coming up with brilliant ideas to troll these people. War is gay, people be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna be trolling these people all the way into the dustbins of history, like Ron DeSantis says. We gonna do our best. I mean, y'all ain't coming back. Y'all ain't coming back. Y'all ain't coming back. It's over for you. Now we got Gnarlouse in the building. Puddin', he always come in right on time when we talking about Mr. Puddin'. Mr. Puddin', that's what we gonna call him. We gonna call him Mr. Puddin'. Y'all remember the Batman animated series? Y'all remember the Batman animated series, and Harley Quinn used to call Jordan Puddin'? We gonna call him Mr. Puddin'. Hold up. One sec. Now, we're going to close out with some Donald Trump. Right, and you started slipping in my deals into the chat, and they were like, nobody called you out because it made sense. So it just they just read it and just kind of went along because they were, you hypnotized them into letting their guard down, and then the ideas started pouring in, and it was like, there's nothing wrong with this. I don't have anything to say, and then they just kept on with their day like nothing happened. Well, see, Jay, you was ahead of me then. Jay, you was a couple of steps ahead of me. You already knew what was up with the Harley Quinn. Because now Ron DeSantis is Mr. Puddin'. Mr. Puddin'. We can't have a president on cocaine. Trump said. We can't have a president on cocaine. Trump basically declares blow was Joe Biden's. Here we go.
And we can't have a president that's on cocaine when you're dealing with nuclear weapons and everything else. You know,
right.
We're dealing, and you've heard me say this, President Xi, all these guys.
Says the man who stole the nuclear codes just to show off to his golf buddies. We can't have a president on cocaine when we're dealing with the nuclear launch codes. This is hilarious, though. I mean, you can't lie. This is funny.
Guys, and we can't have a president that's on cocaine when you're dealing with nuclear weapons and everything else. You know,
right.
We're dealing, and you've heard me say this, President Xi, all these guys, these are at the top of their game. These are smart, whether you like them or their country or their policies, you know, which are pretty tough policies. But these people are at the top of their game mentally. And we have a guy who, in his best years, wasn't at the top of the game.
What? What does that even mean? See, he said, these people are on top of their game, and everyone's on top of their game. I'm on top of my game. And, you know, we just have a lot of people who are on top of their game. Like, bro, that he says nothing all the time. He never says anything. We're going to listen to that one more time.
And we can't have a president that's on cocaine when you're dealing with nuclear weapons and everything else. You know,
right.
We're dealing, and you've heard me say this, President Xi, all these guys, these are at the top of their game. These are smart, whether you like them or their country or their policies, you know, which are pretty tough policies. But these people are at the top of their game mentally. And we have a guy who, in his best years, wasn't at the top of the game.
Like what? These people are at the top of their game and mentally, and we have a guy in office right now who, even in his best years, wasn't on top of his game. Like, what, bro? What are you saying? Like, he's, again, if he wasn't president, it would kind of be like, who cares? Right, exactly. That boy Trump always. he always doing that. Oh my God. But yeah, that concludes what we went over in today's stream. We had another absolutely lovely time. What was it? Was it Sudafed or something like that Trump used to do? It wasn't Sudafed. What was it? I can't remember. It was some type of like over-the-counter medication, and he had like his drawers stuffed with them. And it's basically like speed. Right. He only hires the best until he fires them, and then they're the worst people ever, and then they're idiots, and then they're losers, and but somehow he didn't see that prior. Somehow he didn't catch on to that before. I mean, he's just such a ridiculous person. He's so damn ridiculous. Hey. We're gonna bump this house music while we take these hits. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take these hits to some house music. Hey, I love you too, Fritz. I appreciate you. And like I said, we gonna come up with that Fritz line. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but we're gonna make it nice and simple, because simplicity goes the furthest with much of everything, but especially when it comes to fashion or anything. You know, we not gonna make Fritz too niche. We gonna make Fritz worldwide. That's what we gonna do. We gonna make Fritz worldwide. We not gonna confine Fritz just to some small corner of the market. No, that ain't what we about. No, we gonna get this thing popping. Make it international. If you have a ball, if you have a bowl, if you got a blunt, a joint, whatever it is that you got. And he said from the first Blade movie, good movie. I used to watch Blade all the time. Well, I don't know all the time. I watch Blade a lot. I watched it for the first time with my dad. Oh, we got Rocks in the building. What's going on? Hey. How you doing, Rocks? Oh, it was Sudafed. Okay, I was right. Hey. It's that music where you're just like. Hey. La Cita, she been waiting to hit that too. Here we go. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. We had an incredible week, let alone an incredible stream. If you haven't checked out the second episode of Live Talk, please go check that out with me and Brother Kamal. We're going to get that thing going every Wednesday night. We got a lot more coming with that. Yeah, I appreciate all y'all's constant support and love. Y'all have a fantastic and fun and safe weekend. I will see you on Monday. I might see this weekend. I don't know. I might pop up and do some type of a special stream. I don't know. We'll see what's up. But if not, I'm definitely going to see you. Yes, that's exactly what this is. But I'll see y'all for sure on Monday, and I might potentially see you this weekend. And it was definitely good to have Gnarl House in the building today too. But y'all take it easy, man. I love y'all.